Right, welcome back to the YouTube team. So it is rest day, okay? So rest day food's completely different meal plan as it is a completely different objective. Right, now it is time to assemble our lovely burgers. Oh, fucking Lisa looked jacked when I did that. Nah, that was fucking moist. Oh yeah, look at these things, bro. Piss off, mate. Fuck, she's hot though, eh? Oh no, oh shit. It's literally frozen solid, so I can't eat this yet. It's really not been a good day so far. Oh, we're cooking, mate. That's for sure.
You still feel some type of way, but I hate you still, cause I love you still. Oh, I love you still. Rico, run it up.
Right, welcome back to the YouTube team. Gassed to be filming another video. This is 2 in 1 week actually. So it is rest day, okay? So rest day food's completely different meal plan as it is a completely different objective. You're either training in the gym for an hour and a half, where you need to be fueling your training, okay? Prioritizing carbohydrates, energy, etc., performance output, in comparison to now where it is a rest day where we basically want to prioritize recovery, okay? So some extra healthy fats in there for hormone regulation and recovery purposes. Big focus on satiation as the food is inevitably going to be lower in terms of calories as we are not training in the gym. As you've just seen, just did half an hour on the spin bike outside. Beautiful start to the morning. Obviously started off actually with a nice black coffee to get me fueled for that cardio, where I literally just sit there with no distractions, no screens, no nothing. I just sit there with my thoughts. I'll take about half an hour to an hour to get myself up on a sort of rest day morning. It's a Sunday today, so nice and chilled. Obviously, you know, we'll be working as usual, but it is a bit more of a laid back day in comparison to sort of in the week. So did that, and then obviously walked down into my town in order to get some steps and get myself an energy drink to sort of boost myself for the rest of the day, bro. It's gonna be a day, and when you're lean, you need that energy. So yeah, caffeine, stim maxing. We really are stim maxing. But that was nice. Got out in the sun. The weather is lovely today, which makes all the difference. And now it is time for meal one. It is literally 10 past 11 now. Okay, I usually eat at about 7 in the morning on a training day, whereas on a rest day, I'll push that back as far as I can when I'm not hungry. I'll maybe suppress my appetite a little bit with caffeine when I have the ability to just eat a little bit later in the day, which means that I get more calories banked towards the end of the day. When that sort of hunger, the cravings are a little bit higher at the back end of the day, in the evening. So yeah, basically giving myself more food at the back end of the day. And today we're actually gonna throw in a macro matched off plan, okay? So basically taking 2 of my meals and putting it into one, making it very similar, but making it basically like a bigger meal where I can have a little bit more flexibility. I'll probably do this once every few weeks or so, just for some flexibility in the diet. So that'll be exciting to watch. Need to sort of figure out what I'm gonna get. I mean, I went to the shops earlier, I got some white rolls, so I'm thinking beef mince burger buns, some jalapenos, bit of salad. It's gonna be unreal, you'll see it. But nonetheless, meal one, let's get straight into it. So we need 100 grams of egg whites and then literally just 2 whole eggs. It is a very small meal, but it's a good way to get quite a voluminous amount of clean protein in first thing in the day. So literally just add some seasonings to this. The more you whisk it up, the more volume you get, so make sure you're beating some air into it. Start off with a bunch of black pepper. I do love some black pepper on me eggs, and then 6 cranks of salt, pretty standard across most of my meals, and then some garlic powder. This is nice in your eggs, trust me, and then some smoked paprika for a bit of smokiness and some spice. And then literally main objective, bro, turn your pan on while you're whisking your eggs. This bowl isn't very deep, so low-key don't wanna spill this everywhere. It's all in the wrist, bruh. All in the wrist. Should be no forearm motion. This is literally just flicking the wrist. Make sure it's nice and fast. Can't believe I'm giving an omelette tutorial. But it does actually help volumize it, right? The more air you beat into it, genuinely, the better. Get all that seasoning in there. I'm not too caught up on an omelette, really. Get your eggs in the pan while it's nice and hot. And the trick to cooking your omelette nice and efficiently, do about 2 minutes on the highest heat, just to get that crust on the bottom. And then shut the lid on, lower the heat. Does it nicely with a bit of the trapping the heat in the pan. Lid on, do a bit of that motion, spread out your egg. Game on. Right, time for the notorious omelette flip. Oh my God, what the hell happened there? Hold on, we can fix this. Fuck, she's hot though, eh? Oh no, oh shit. Fuck. That's all right, we can fix this. Just chuck them back in the pan. Bang, right, meal one. 2 whole eggs, 100 grams of egg whites, and some chopped up tomatoes, some chopped up jalapenos with some 0 sugar ketchup and some Cholula hot sauce. This is so good. Make sure you're getting your low calorie hot sauces. Per 100 milliliters, this is 23 calories. This is 150 milliliters. So this whole bottle is like 32 calories, right? So get yourself on that stuff. Nonetheless, quite excited to eat this. More so excited for the macro matched off plan. But I feel a bit behind on schedule, so I need to slam this, get on the Google Calendar, block out my day. What do I need to do? How am I going to be productive? In fact, just had a delivery of some new tonic drinks. Shout out to, I don't know his name, the guy who was a PT, who now created New Tonic, who does the podcast and stuff. Shout out to him, because I tried one for the first time the other day. Shit blew me off my knockers. And we know we love stimming around here. So I'll show you the case of that. But yeah, I'm gonna slam this. And then we've got oats, and then we've got the off plan, and then we've got Greek yogurt. Let's flip and go. Right, here is the so-called package, New Tonic productivity drink. What flavors have we got here? Tropical ice, orange sunrise, strawberry lemonade, blue raspberry. Damn, hell yeah, it was really expensive, but. So 120 milligrams natural caffeine, research-backed nootropic ingredients, supports mental performance and 0 sugar. Can't lie, it definitely works. Placebo or not, I don't really care. Like, I had one of these when I had to do my double eat before I left, and holy shit, it was class. Get these in the fridge, very expensive stuff though. Nootropic formula, rosea extract, Panax, ginseng, caffeine, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin. You know it's good when you just can't pronounce any of the ingredients. That's when you know it's good. It's like pre-workout. Right, while we're here, we're just gonna get meal 2 ready so they can go in the fridge so they can cool down. I like my oats cold. So 90 grams of oats. I either do 110 grams of oats or 90 grams of oats and 140 grams of apple. Today I'm gonna put some apple on there for a bit of crunch. 90 grams of oats. Make your oats up with water. I always get scared when I schedule a client some oats. I have to make it clear, with water, not with milk or Nutella mixed into it or something like that. Drown it in water, microwave 2 minutes, 20 seconds on full power, and then we'll get some flavor powder in there as well. Cinnamon donut flavored. Oh my Lord. So how do you make your oats as tasty as humanly possible? Number 1, a scoop of stevia. This is maybe 2 actually. Don't go overboard though. Sugar-free sweetener. It's like natural, 0 calories. And then Performs flavor powder, bro. I got this for free in my last order, and it feels like I've sort of just unboxed like a legendary scar, because it makes a big difference. It's like 7 calories a pop, which is obviously fine, right? Cinnamon donut flavor, 50 servings, bro. And it makes a big difference to these oats as well. So obviously get that in there and then just mix it up while the oats are hot. It's already looking good. I could eat this so easily right now. And then I'll chuck this in the freezer for it to cool down, and then I'll eat it in about 2 hours. Shreds are shredding right now, cuz. Bang, bang, average perform enjoyer. Now it is time to make our whey drip, okay? The oats have been cooled down. They're actually probably frozen in the freezer. Holy shit, I just realised I should take them out. The oats are fully frozen. That might be a little bit too cold. They're gonna have to defrost for a bit. Nonetheless, we're gonna do the whey drip. If you don't have one of these, scrapey spoon, it's like rubber, you're missing out, bro. You get to have every little last bit of the whey drip that you put in the fucking thing. And I know a lot of people are struggling with that, running their finger inside it. Dirty, bro, get one of these, okay? Shout out to my mum, she actually got these. 40 grams of whey in here, from the best, of course. I am glazing. I need to re-up though, we're getting to the bottom. I'm either gonna go coconut cream, I think, or carrot cake again. Carrot cake is clear, but I do wanna try a new one. 40 grams. What's the point now where I just know everything off by heart in terms of weight, which is a bit sad. And then get a little bit of water in there. I like my whey drip quite liquidy. And you literally just mix it up. Oh shit, that might have been too much water. That was definitely too much water. I normally fill it up from the tap of the fridge. That was cocky. Right, I'm just gonna have to give it a good mix. Do you know what, we're gonna have to add some flavor powder and creatine to thicken up a bit actually. I need to take my creatine anyway, so got to improvise when you make mistakes, man. It's just like anything in life. Creatine going in, that might make the texture a bit weird, but I don't really weigh my creatine. Probably like 10 grams a day. It's a good spot for me. I'm also just take creatine for the benefits of the brain, actually. It's really good for concentration. Yeah, this is thickened up nicely. Just wrapped up an hour of education. That's what I do on Sundays. It's actually a new thing that I've been implementing. Obviously, I'm always like consuming stuff that will be educating me on physique development just out of like a hobby, right? But I've decided to take it a bit more seriously. I'm going to invest into a full-blown course, probably like J3 University for any of you bodybuilders watching this. But just did a bit of free stuff off YouTube, and I can't lie, pretty much everything they said I already knew. But yeah, focus on chest training as it's something that I want to bring up myself, something that I want to help clients bring up even more. So just did an hour breaking down the anatomy of chest training and best exercise selection, how to load things properly, etc. But for some quick, I guess, tips if you're watching this video. At the end of the day, the chest, literally the whole point, right, is to bring bicep towards the midpoint of the body, okay? Well, that's the best way to visualize it at least. So it all inserts around here, okay, at the top of your humerus, which is like your upper arm, and then originates like around the sternum area, and then to your clavicular as well. Clavicle. Bro's been watching too much TikTok. Clavicle as well. Some cartilage down here near your rib cage is where the like sort of lower chest inserts. My chest inserts really weirdly, it's annoying. Bit of sternum, sort of mid part of the chest. Cartilage around here at the rib cage, and then the clavicle at the top for your upper chest insertion. But it all goes back to this one point here. So you've got to think literally, you can't isolate a certain part of the chest. I mean, you can, you know, bias what's being worked more, but it's always going to be getting worked at the same, you know, at the same time, the whole chest, right? And the whole point is literally just that, right? Bringing the arm towards the midpoint of the body. Obviously, you can do that really well with flies, but you can also provide a lot more load via presses, right? And load equals stimulus if done properly. So you need to do sort of both your flies to help build good connection with the chest, and then load in order to give it the best opportunity for stimulus to be occurred. This looks like a nice apple. I'll have to use a chopping board. Good for a bit of fibre as well, although obviously oats have a shit ton of fibre. This is actually so sketchy, it's not even been wearing it this whole time. I can only imagine that's about 140. Sweet, and get your whey drip on top. This is probably, other than the fact that I'm doing the off-plan meal today, probably the best meal of the whole entire fucking day. Literally might as well hand me a cinnamon donut. Bro, I'm all over the place today. This is what happens when you're dieting. You just lose your head, bro. I was going to wear this shirt all day today. Fuck's sake, I'm used to my whey drip being a thicker. Right, well, that was stupid. Off for the foreseeable future. But there we have it. 40 grams of whey, 140 grams of apple, 90 grams of oats and flavor powder. This is unfucking believable. I'm very stoked to eat this, watch some YouTube. That's pretty much my only time that I'll have a little break within the day is when I'm watching some YouTube for 10 minutes when I'm eating my meals. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, which is going to be the off-plan macro match meal. Hell yeah. Look at that shine, bro. What an unbelievable meal. You think you have to eat boring chicken and rice? I'm out there shredded, featuring the puppy. Oh, it was just a little stretch. Right, update. It's literally frozen solid. So I can't eat this yet. It's really not been a good day so far. Really fucking throwing me off. Okay, off-plan meal time. Let's flipping go. 400 grams of my usual 5% lean beef mince in there with a bunch of garlic seasoning, a bunch of salt, a bunch of pepper, and some diced onion and some paprika, and then an egg white to help bind it. I think you're meant to use an egg yolk, but that is extra fats that I do not need. So now my main objective is to bind it, but I feel like I should have used something a bit bigger. Nonetheless, we'll give it a crack. Oh, this is quite the fucking texture contrast. Fuck, I should have just gone to McDonald's. Right, they're going to be quite fat. Unless I do multiple slightly smaller ones, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be like smash burger style, because I'm going to do it on the barbecue. Nonetheless, I guess I might as well talk you guys through my approach to off-plan food while I'm doing this. And look, the thing is, right, is if you've seen, I think I've done an off-plan meal a couple of times on the YouTube channel. At the end of the day, it's because I'm filming, right? Or it's the reason that I'm having the reason that I'm filming is because I'm having the off-plan meal almost. So it is a rare occasion. Okay, I'm a big fucking believer in following your meal plan pretty relentlessly through your life. I see lots of individuals having very frequent cheat meals or off-plan meals and stuff like that, wondering why they're not seeing as much progress as they could be. And at the end of the day, an off-plan meal is never going to give you as much bang for your buck in comparison to on-plan food, okay? So for an example, 400 grams of white potato, right? Clean, super easily digestible, high volume, low calorie carbohydrate source, which is legitimately going to, you know, really help with performance in the gym, right? In comparison to, you know, an off-plan meal, you know, maybe some chips or something like that, where realistically you're probably just getting a lot higher fat content, which we all know doesn't benefit you as much in terms of, you know, performance. More processed sort of processing to the food, which in itself is going to indirectly, you know, have a negative impact on your digestion, which obviously isn't a good thing either. And you know, you've just got to think, your body's not used to it, right? It's like anything in life, okay? It's just consistent, non-negotiable outputs and repetitiveness and consistency. Consistency is absolutely everything, right? Consistency is a big part of Project Relentless and what I stand for in my campaign. And you've got to sort of view it like anything, right? So it's just like me with my coaching business. I know full well that I need to show up every single day. I need to have standards for myself every single day. I need to get results to a standard every single day. I need to treat all of my clients with a certain standard. It's the exact same with physique development. Physique development, literally, in my opinion, is almost the metaphor for life. And at the end of the day, like, business is slightly different because physique development, you know, you eat a certain amount of food, you train a certain amount of times, and you'll get to that goal inevitably. And business isn't really the same, but it definitely is similar in terms of you just need to be relentlessly consistent with it, right? The same way that, you know, I spent the first 5 years of my lifting journey, well, maybe less than 5 years, maybe sort of 3 to 4 years, thinking that I knew what I was fucking doing when I was eating butter and honey on toast. I was fat as fuck doing a perma bulk. I had no idea how to lift properly. I had no idea how to fucking, you know, peri-workout nutrition, recovery, optimizations of routine, etc. All of these things that you sort of gradually learn about. And I'm still, you know, still learning and improving. Well, I really feel like I waffled on a fair bit there. But basically, in summary, consistency is everything, right? You can't tell me that 2 blokes doing a 12-week diet phase to lead up for, you know, getting in shape for a holiday, right? Let's say they're best friends, they're both very similar composition, and they both do a diet for 12 weeks to get in shape for holiday. One of the blokes decides to have off-plan meals that are somewhat, you know, macro equivalent, or even if it's like perfectly macro equivalent, once every week, let's say, in comparison to the other bloke who just follows his meal plan every single week. You cannot tell me that the bloke who follows his meal plan more consistently isn't going to look a bit better. Even if it's a tiny, you know, percentage better, your performance is going to be better, your recovery is going to be better, your compliancy mentally to a meal plan will be better if you just stick to it for a longer period of time. You don't get distracted by off-plan food, decision making. You know, you start having these little treats and off-plan meals, even if they fit into your calories or whatever. I'll always tell my clients at the end of the day, it's only going to make it harder for yourself because you're letting yourself get a taste of the gold almost. And then that could just lead into 10 weeks down the line when you're finding the diet way harder. You might have something that's a little bit over your calories, and then that might turn into a little bit more over your calories the next time you do it. And it's sort of like this unnecessary thing when in comparison, you could just have a nice meal plan that you follow very, very consistently. And that's why my off-plan meals will actually be, you know, very similar foods, right? Like the 5% beef mince. I'll just switch up the carbs maybe a little bit, make it a little bit more flexible. But ultimately, something like a Domino's or shit food, or really, you know, going out for a big meal, a bunch of calories, food is for everyone other than people who take physique development seriously, in my opinion. Okay, that's the overall summary. Bang, here we are at the barbecue. Okay, I have no idea, I haven't even really used this before, so I have no idea how this is gonna go. Bit of fry light on there. This is gonna be my smash burger presser downer. Yeah, all right. Okay, I think that might have worked. Yeah, I've got a feeling these are gonna fucking fall apart, I'll be real. I've got the mic on the old sunglasses as well. I'm gonna do 2 white rolls with this. I'm gonna maybe put in the oil and 100 grams of reduced fat coleslaw and some beetroot on the side. Unbelievable. It's gonna be a long old process, eh? Right, forget what I said, boys. We are absolutely grilling right now. Holy shit. Got a couple medium rare, got a couple rare. Oh, we're cooking, mate. That's for sure. Right, now it is time to, fucking hell, there's a mirror behind the phone, so I'm making the most of that. Assemble our lovely burgers. So, got 2 rolls. Is what I'm allowed. That's what I'm allowed. Get in frame, Sam. Come on, upgrade those YouTube skills. 100 grams of the reduced fats, like a yogurt coleslaw. It's actually really nice. And some jalapenos as well. Get that on there. Of course, no cheese on these things. We're going macro friendly. 2 patties on there. Oh my god, this is barely gonna close, bro. Some chopped tomato as well. Don't even know if you can see. Sort of try and bunch together. Then, oh my god, I'm multitasking right now. Okay, right, this is just gonna be a failure, and I think I need to accept it. Not a failure, but just not exactly an A-class. Sound, look at that. Look at that, bro. Homemade burgers, macro friendly. You. Oh shit, we've got a triple patty left. Hey, I'm not complaining. Chuck that next beef patty in. He's cooked. Chuck that in there. Have that as a little beef patty bowl thing. Chuck the beetroot in there as well. By the way, I have thoroughly washed my hands. You don't know I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so. Oh, fucking at least I look jazzed when I did that. Nah, that was fucking moist. Right, I'm gonna sit and eat these and watch some YouTube and enjoy it. Shout out to Greg Lav, one of the best fucking people to watch on YouTube right now. If you're a highly aspiring, ambitious young individual that wants to build something really cool this fucking life. Nonetheless, what a little treat. Chuck some Cholula on that little burger salad. Piss off. I'm not wearing our sauces, boys, because we are retired from the bodybuilding game. We're still pretty peeled as well. So yeah, all good to actually sit and enjoy this. And it's needed. Little Sunday reset. I've worked hard today as well, actually. So right, I'll catch you for the final meal. There's still another meal to go. Greek yogurt. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, look at these things, bro. Piss off, mate. What? That actually looks unreal. Call me a chef. There's none for you, mate. Unlucky. Right, so it's time for the final meal of the day. It's quite late right now, and I've got steps to do, and I've got meals to eat, so I'm a bit behind on schedule, but that's what happens when you're a busy fucking bee. So yeah, pretty simple meal. 225 grams of fresh fruit. Chuck that in the microwave for 1 minute, and then 350 grams of Greek yogurt and 170 grams of apple and 30 grams of peanut butter. Actually, really is as simple as that. Quickly eat this, wrap up the full day of eating, wrap up the outro, and then go on the walking pad, do some final steps. I think I have about 3,000, unfortunately. And then, shit, I don't know, go to bed. It's not going to be an 8-hour tonight because I need to wake up really early to go and train legs before it's too hot tomorrow. It's been a pretty cool rest day though. Lots of work has been done. But just for some more education, in fact, let's change the camera angle. Right, this might be a bit of a dodgy camera angle, but 0% fat Greek yogurt, 350 grams going in, of course. Yeah, just for some more education for you boys. So I actually had someone I was speaking to the other day, and it was like, do I need to eat the same thing on a training day as well as a rest day? And I was like, no, bro. But to be fair, I can fully see, you know, why I'd be confused about that, right? It's just like eating food, right? But you've got to understand that it's 2 completely different objectives, okay? So obviously you're in the gym for an hour and a half, burning a bunch of calories, training hard, right? Building up a sweat in comparison to a rest day, where the sole purpose and focus of a rest day should literally be recovery, right? And that entails a bunch of different things, whether that's, you know, central nervous system recovery, okay? That's why realistically you should actually keep your caffeine as low as possible on a rest day to sort of give your central nervous system a bit of a break so you can fully go into like low cortisol fucking mode so that your body can legit regenerate everything it possibly can. And then just like general tissue repair, right? Actual like protein, muscle protein synthesis, as well as just like a bit of a rest mentally from the gym, right? And use your routine. But yeah, mainly obviously physically, right? So on a rest day, the general approach is, let's say you're having 2,500 calories on a training day, probably be somewhere around 200 to 300 calories less, right? Just as an average, potentially a little bit lower in some cases, kind of dependent on the individual. Like for some clients, they'll have quite a lot lower food on a rest day in comparison to a training day. Some clients, they can get away with having a little bit of a higher food. Again, it sort of depends on how you respond as an individual to food and training and fatigue and recovery, as well as the certain phase you're in, right? So in a fat loss phase, you might utilize a rest day in order to get away with a lot less food in comparison to a training day, where obviously we want to be utilizing the food, the carbohydrates, etc., for as much energy as possible in the gym. We've got our 170 grams of apple. So yeah, the calories will be a bit lower overall, which is good for fat loss purposes. But again, that's the same even in a off season. You would still have the calories a bit lower on a rest day because you just don't need as much food. You're resting, right? Other than your steps and your cardio, you're resting. And then the approach for macronutrients, probably having protein around the same, if not potentially a little bit higher for satiation purposes, right? Keep you nice and full throughout the day when the food is overall a bit lower. And then carbs, you can get away with having a lot less carbs. You still want some in there, right, for, you know, lowering that cortisol, helping provide some energy throughout the day, and then just like overall muscle fullness, as well as like the recovery benefits of carbohydrates, right? Mainly tying into stress management, cortisol and all that stuff. Yeah, carbs overall are going to be lower on a rest day, so make sure you sort of account that for the lower calories overall. And then fats, you actually want to bump them up slightly higher. The main purpose sort of being like hormone regulation, right? So obviously fats play a huge role in hormone regulation. So your testosterone, your estrogen, your growth hormone production, all of these things that we want to utilize as much as possible, especially as natural individuals, in order to look good, feel good, right? Hormones, feeling good and performing well, right? Testosterone all binds into recovery. So on a training day, obviously we don't really want fat super high because we want to prioritize as many of those calories towards carbohydrates, right? So we sort of cycle it to more carbs on a training day, less fats, more fats on a rest day, less carbs, right? And then the more fats basically means better recovery, gives your hormones an opportunity to sort of regulate, right? Which again ties into the recovery more. As well as that, it's going to help with satiation purposes, right? Again, helping you feel fuller throughout the day when inevitably there is less overall food intake, okay? Obviously fats slow digestion. When that food sits in your belly for longer, you're going to be feeling fuller, which is the objective, right? So yeah, and also like you could say, you know, micronutrients, fats help with the uptake of micronutrients, right? Vitamins, minerals, all that fun stuff. So it also ties into that. But in summary, for guys who don't nerd out too much on this stuff, get your fats higher on your rest day. Okay, let's say again, training day, maybe wouldn't really usually go anywhere above like 50, 55 grams. So training day, you'll probably be around 40 to 55 grams, let's say. Rest day, more so in that 70 to 80 gram area, potentially higher, again, dependent on what phase you are and how many calories your meal plan allows you to have. Like for an example, in the off season, my fats were like 100 plus at one point, I think. Well, more like 90 to 100. I was running the egg method, cholesterol bind to testosterone, hella anabolic. I'm waffling, but yeah, that is the general approach. And so yes, you do want to structure it differently, basically. But protein, you don't need to worry about that too much. It will stay like relatively the same throughout. So yeah, hopefully that helped out. Nonetheless, hopefully you enjoyed the video itself and took away a lot of pointers and stuff like that. Obviously, this is 2 videos filmed in 1 week, so I'll try and keep up that momentum for you boys. Some training videos, full day of eating videos as my sort of meal plan changes when I reverse out the diet, some lifestyle videos, what I get up to as a full-time 20-year-old online coach, training, working with clients, working hard, trying to build the fucking my Project Relentless and take it to the moon, because at the end of the day, boys, I'm so fucking passionate about what I do. Like, so passionate. I do not think there is many people who match my level of passion, and I'm going to keep going until it is literally at the moon, and help you boys along the way, because that's all that matters to me. And physique development fucking saved my life, and it saves plenty of my clients' lives through Project Relentless, so why not sort of give you boys the opportunity to do the same, right? But yeah, nonetheless, that is a full day of eating, off-plan meal edition. So that's how I sort of structure it in. Very clean, very similar food, just a little bit of flexibility there. Got legs tomorrow morning, so I'll crack on with that, but I've got some steps to do, so I'm gonna go and do that first. Got relentless standards, so no, we're not letting our steps slip at 10, 11 o'clock at night. We're gonna get it done, get to bed, and wake up ready for legs tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. Head over to my Instagram at SBFit, the same username, just not in capitals. Free posts every single day to help you boys get fucking jacked and stay in a good spot in life and chase a true purpose. That is what Project Relentless means to me. Peace.